All right, hello. Welcome to Promenade Française. Today we got some homework to do. Um, Basically, what we're going to do today is our main goal is we want to get to exercise 1.5, 1.6, and 1.7. And then next time we're going to go to dialogue 3. So before we talk about our exercise, we have some other things to do. So the second thing that we're going to do is we're going to go through these conjugations of these verbs. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go through this dialogue. All right, so we'll start out with the dialogue. I'm going to read the dialogue with AI. We're going to skip over this section. It's just going to go into more detail about what these things mean, but I don't really want to talk about it today. So we're going to skip that, and then we're going to see how well AI can do with helping me to practice these conjugations. And then once we finish that, we're going to jump into these exercises. So let's do it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the conversation to Gemini and see if Gemini can handle this conversation. All right, so I'm just uploading the image, and then I'm clicking this thing. So yeah, you can't see it as usual. Let's see if I can. FaceTime camera. There it is. All right, so here you go. So, but now this time you see how I put a, this time I tried it a little bit different. I said in this group I'm gonna start to upload some images, and I want you to be the French teacher, my French tutor. Basically, there's gonna be a series of images. One image is going to be, and then it cut off my speech. So I discovered, like, with the app, it always, like, I'll be halfway through a message and it'll just stop. It says, that sounds great. Here, I'll let you listen. It says this.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm happy to be your French tutor for this group of images. How will work? For each image you upload, I will use it as the basis for our lesson. Please let me know what you'd like to focus on for the first image, such as vocabulary related to the image, grammar principles illustrated by the context, sentence structure and construction, cultural context or expressions. Just upload the first image and tell me what you'd like to learn. I'm ready to help you practice and improve your French skills. À tout de suite. See you right away.
Right, so now, okay, now I have the image, and you see where it says talk about this image. All right, so hopefully it's going to be better this time.
The attached image appears to be a page from a French language learning resource, presenting a dialogue between several people: Chris, Chloé, Didier, and Marie-José. The conversation is casual and includes greetings, inquiries about well-being, and updates on what people are doing or how they are feeling. For example, Marie-José mentions being fatiguée à mourir, tired to death, because she is en train de travailler à sa thèse, in the process of working on her thesis. The dialogue provides examples of everyday French expressions and conversational flow.
All right, so I need to practice it. Maybe we can just do it line by line. You read and I'll repeat.
Sure, I can do that. I'll read the lines clearly and you can repeat after me. Let's start with the first line. Ready? Bonsoir, Chloé.
Bonsoir, Chloé.
Très bien. Next line. Bonsoir, Chris. Comment ça va?
Bonsoir, Chris. Comment ça va?
Parfait. Next line. Pas mal du tout. Et toi?
Pas mal du tout. Et toi?
Excellent. Now, the next one is a bit longer. Ça va? Je suis contente de te revoir.
Ça va, je suis contente de te revoir.
Excellent. Now, let's do the next one. Moi aussi, je suis avec Didier.
Moi aussi, je suis là avec Didier.
Excellent. Now, let's move on to the next line. Ah oui, le voilà avec Marie-Josée.
Ah oui, le voilà avec Marie-Josée. It says something went wrong. Repeat your last prompt again. Ah oui, le voilà avec Marie-Josée.
Very good. Next line. Salut Didier. Salut Marie-Josée. Ça va, vous deux?
Salut Didier, salut Marie-Josée. Ça va, vous deux?
Excellent. Now, let's move on to the next line. Salut ma chère Chloé. Oui, nous deux, ça va très bien.
Salut ma chère Chloé. Oui, nous deux, ça va très bien.
Très bien. Next line. Parle pour toi, Didier. Moi, je suis fatiguée à mourir.
Parle pour toi, Didier. Moi, je suis fatigué à mourir.
Très bien. Now, let's do the next line. Didier, Marie-Josée est en train de travailler à sa thèse. Are you ready?
Marie-Josée est en train de travailler à sa thèse.
Excellent. Now, let's do the response. Chloé. Oh là là, ma pauvre, je vois. Tu n'as pas bonne mine. Take your time with this one.
Oh là là, ma pauvre, je vois. Tu n'as pas bonne mine?
Très bien. And the last line is Marie-Josée, je compte rentrer à la maison très bientôt. How do you feel about that one?
Je compte rentrer à la maison très bientôt.
Excellent. You did a great job. Would you like to go back over any parts or try another exercise?
Yeah, let's do another exercise.
Okay, for this next exercise, let's focus on some vocabulary from the dialogue. Can you find any words that mean tired or very tired?
Oui, par exemple, moi, je suis fatigué à mourir.
C'est ça. Fatigué à mourir signifie très fatigué. Y a-t-il d'autres mots ou expressions que tu souhaiterais pratiquer?
Merci.
De rien. Maintenant, que penses-tu de l'expression tu n'as pas bonne mine? Qu'est-ce que cela signifie d'après toi?
Tu n'as pas bonne mine. Peut-être c'est Chloé a dit que Marie-Josée fatiguée à mourir.
Oui, c'est ça. Tu n'as pas bonne mine signifie que quelqu'un n'a pas l'air bien, souvent à cause de la fatigue. Très bien. Y a-t-il d'autres mots ou expressions que tu souhaiterais pratiquer?
Non?
D'accord. Dans ce cas, as-tu des questions par rapport au dialogue ou aux expressions utilisées? Ou souhaites-tu faire autre chose?
All right, so I'm gonna close that one right now, and then okay, so now I'm gonna write get ready for the next exercise image. So it seems like the first image worked out really well. I don't know if the second one is gonna work out quite as well. So let's just see what happens. Wow, so it just printed out a bunch of text. All right, so let's jump down to the conjugations. So I think that the conjugation is going to be pretty intense. I don't know, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8, 7. We got 7 verbs, 8, 9. We have 9. There's 4 there, and there's 5 there. We've got 9 verbs to work with. That's pretty intense. I'm curious what it thinks about how we should tackle these verbs. All right, so I'm just uploading the image again, and now I'm going to click talk live about this.
The attached image displays 2 sections on French verb conjugation.
Right, so I'm just wondering, what are the best practices for helping somebody learn these conjugations? For example, if you're the French tutor, what process would you put me through in order to help me to learn these?
That's a great question. To help someone learn these conjugations, I typically start with a few key approaches. First, we'd practice reading and saying the conjugations out loud together, focusing on correct pronunciation. Then, we could do some practice exercises where you fill in the correct form of the verb. And finally, we'd try to use the verbs in sentences or short dialogues to help you understand how they're used in context. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Let's begin.
Perfect. Let's start with the first verb, aider, to help. I'll say the pronoun and you tell me the form. Ready? Je.
J'aide.
Excellent. Now for tu.
Tu aides.
Very good. How about il, elle, on,
Again?
Absolutely. For il, elle, on, would it be aide, aides, or aidons?
Aide.
Yes, that's correct. For il, elle, on, it's aide. Now, let's move on to nous. How would that be?
Nous aidons.
Correct. Now for vous.
Vous aidez.
Almost. It's pronounced vous aidez. Can you try that again?
Vous aidez.
Perfect. And last one, il, elle.
Il, elle aide.
Yes, that's great. Il, elle, aide. So we've conjugated the verb aider together. How do you feel about those conjugations now? Would you like to move on to the next verb or practice aider a bit more?
I mean, like, how are we going to practice it more?
Great question. We can practice aider in a few different ways. First, I can ask you to conjugate the full verb with all the pronouns again. Or we can try a mix and match game, where I give you a pronoun and you give me the correct form, jumping around the list. Would you like to try one of those, or do you have another idea?
Let's do the first one.
Okay, let's do the full conjugation again. Conjugate aider for all pronouns. Ready? Je.
J'aide.
Très bien. Now, tu.
Tu aides.
Parfait. Next, il, elle, on.
Il, elle, on aide.
Très bien. Now, nous.
Nous aidons.
Correct. And vous?
Vous aidez.
Perfect. And last one,
Il,
elle.
elle aide.
Excellent. You've conjugated aider perfectly. Would you like to move on to the next verb, s'appeler, or
Okay.
practice with Okay, let's move on to the next verb, s'appeler, to be called, to be named. Since this is a reflexive verb, remember the reflexive pronouns as well. Are you ready for me to start with je, or would you like to try conjugating it yourself first?
Je m'appelle, tu t'appelles, il, elle, on s'appelle, nous, nous appelons, vous, vous appelez, il, elle s'appelle.
That was perfect. Every form was accurate. Now, would you like to practice s'appeler in sentences or move on to the next verb?
All right, let's have some sentences.
Okay, let's use s'appeler in some sentences. How would you say, my name is Chloe?
Je m'appelle Chloé.
Correct. Now, how would you say, what is your name? Using the informal to.
Comment tu t'appelles?
That's right. Comment tu t'appelles?
Okay.
How would you ask someone using the formal vous? What is your name?
Comment vous vous appelez?
Yes, that's right. Comment vous vous appelez? Now let's try a third person sentence. How would you say, he is called Chris?
Il s'appelle Chris.
Correct. And how would you say, she is called Marie-Josée?
Elle s'appelle Marie-Josée.
That's right. Elle s'appelle Marie-Josée. You're doing great with these sentences. Would you like to try a few more with s'appeler or move on to the next verb?
Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, the next verb is avoir, to have. Are you ready to conjugate it, starting with je? Or would you like a moment?
Tu es, il, elle, on est. Nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont.
Excellent! You've conjugated avoir perfectly. Would you like to practice that in sentences or go on to the next verb?
Let's do a couple sentences.
Okay, let's use avoir in some sentences. How would you say, I have a book?
J'ai un livre.
That's right, j'ai un livre. Now, how would you say, we have 2 dogs?
Nous avons 2 chiens.
That's perfect. Nous avons 2 chiens. Now, how would you say, they have 5 cats, using the masculine plural form for they?
Ils ont 5 chats.
That's it. Ils ont 5 chats. You're doing great with these sentences. Would you like to try a few more or go on to the next verb?
Let's do the next verb.
Okay. The next verb is dire, to say, to tell. Are you ready to conjugate it starting with je?
Oui.
Or would you like a Okay, let's conjugate dire. Starting with je, how would that be?
Je dis, tu dis, il, elle, on dit. Nous disons, vous dites, ils, elles disent.
C'est parfait. Tu as conjugué le verbe dire correctement. Maintenant, veux-tu essayer des phrases ou passer au verbe suivant?
Des phrases.
D'accord. Complète la phrase suivante. Nous dire la vérité. Quelle est la bonne forme?
Nous disons la vérité.
C'est parfait. Maintenant, essayons une autre phrase. Je dire que j'aime beaucoup ce film. Quelle est la bonne forme?
Je dis que j'aime beaucoup le film.
Oui, c'est juste. Maintenant, essayons une phrase au pluriel. Vous dire toujours la vérité. Quelle est la bonne forme?
Vous dites toujours la vérité.
C'est correct. Et pour la dernière phrase, ils dire qu'ils aiment beaucoup la France. Quelle est la bonne forme?
Il dit que aime la France.
Presque. C'est ils disent qu'ils aiment beaucoup la France. Tu as oublié le NT à la fin de disent et il faut aime sans le Z, car c'est il, le sujet. Ça te va? On continue avec avoir ou dire, ou on passe au dernier verbe?
Tu peux par un fois à aucun fois cette phrase, ils disent aiment le France.
Presque. C'est ils disent qu'ils aiment beaucoup la France. Tu as oublié le NT à la fin de disent et il faut M sans le Z car c'est il le sujet. Ça te va? On continue avec avoir ou dire ou on passe au dernier verbe?
Un fois encore.
Absolument. Essayons avec une autre phrase. Comment dirais-tu elle dit qu'il fait beau?
Elle dit que fait beau.
Oui, c'est ça. Elle dit qu'il fait beau. T'as bien utilisé la troisième personne du singulier. On continue avec d'autres exemples?
No. Okay, so we got that one. Now I think I'll just we got so many more to do today, but my alarm just went off to take the dog for a walk. So how are we gonna do this? Let's quickly go through these exercises. I think that we can I think we can do the same thing I just did with the conjugation of these four verbs. I can do that again like a little bit later with the remaining five verbs. It sounds like it's really working a lot better now with as if I like prepare it. So I'm gonna write another message. So I'm gonna write get ready for the last three exercises. All right, so it's just wanted to do that. So it's like okay. I mean, going to upload upload more images. All right, so here we go. This is going to be pretty intense. Now, the thing is that I have some homework I got to do. So, where is the actual homework? I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this new version of. I just want to open this one. Something's weird about this new thing with screenshots. Because it just like grouped them into one group. Dang it. Desktop. Okay, here it is. All right. Now, let's see if we can do this. Hmm. Interesting. Having some technical difficulties here with the size of an image. I'm going to just put this off to the side of my screen. So you're not going to actually see that. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this one back in place. There we go. All right, let's try this out. Let's start with the first one. So I'm going to upload the first exercise, which is this one here. 1, 2, 8. All right, so what we got here is we got Chloé, je, and then we got être, and then we got m'aider, and then we got adorer, écrire, savoir, traduire, s'appeler, être, être, parler, conditional form of vouloir, connaître, je voir, compter, aider. So I don't know the answers to all these, but let's go through it one by one. All right, so I'm just going to click talk live about this one more time. Now on the side of my screen, you can't see it, but it's going to be annoying for you because you're going to hear me doing some typing, you see? So I have the exercise over here, and the thing is I have to do my homework and send it. So let's just, I'm going to be typing a little bit over on the other side. And let me just show you what it looks like. So here's the text. Now this text is a little bit too big. That's about right. Well, eventually that's going to be too big if I get a big word. Okay, I think that'll do. Now, let's copy it. Then I just have to click paste. In fact, I'm just going to paste them all in there. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh yeah, because this is one screenshot. See, when you have like multiple pages, it's not actually the case. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you have multiple pages, you can't always like take a screenshot and move it to the same page or to the next page. But this is like a screenshot of a book. So we don't have the page issue. All right, there you go. So I got all the pages. I'm going to put it over on my other screen. All right, so let's talk. Let's see how this works.
Okay, I see the exercise now. It's a page from a French textbook focusing on verb conjugations. The title says, Exercise 1 to 5, and the prompt asks us to conjugate the verbs in parentheses based on the sentence context. It looks like you're ready to practice. Which verb should we start with from the exercise?
Je suis.
Correct. Je suis contente quand tu m'aides avec mon anglais. Maintenant, pour le deuxième verbe, aider, quelle serait la forme correcte?
M'aider.
Oui, c'est ça. Quand tu m'aides avec mon anglais. Passons à la phrase suivante.
A-I-D-E.
Pourriez-vous épeler la réponse pour que je m'assure de bien comprendre?
Je veux c'est quand. Let me just talk in English. How do you say, I want to know how to write this word in French?
You would say, je veux savoir comment écrire ce mot en français. So, for the verb adorer, the correct form would be adore. How would you write that?
No, I mean, because we're on a day, and I'm just asking, is it is it AIDE?
You are absolutely correct. It is AIDE. Sorry for the confusion. So the completed sentence for number 1 is Chloé, je suis content quand tu m'aides avec mon anglais. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I just want to practice that sentence one more time. So you said in French, I should say, je veux savoir quand.
Almost. It's je veux savoir comment écrire ce mot en français. The word quand means when, and comment means how. Does that make sense?
Je veux savoir comment écrire ces mots en français.
Parfait. Maintenant, écrivons ce mot. Pour le verbe adorer, quelle est la forme correcte pour je? Épelle-la s'il te plaît.
J'adore.
C'est exact. J'adore est écrit J-A-D-O-R-E. Passons à la question suivante.
Je veux savoir comment écrire ces mots en français.
Parfait. Maintenant, écrivons ce mot. Pour le verbe adorer, quelle est la forme correcte pour je? Épelle-la s'il te plaît.
Le deuxième verbe, écrire, c'est-à-dire en infinitif.
Oui, c'est bien ça. Le verbe écrire est à l'infinitif. Maintenant, comment conjuguerais-tu ce verbe pour dire j'écris en français? Peux-tu l'épeler?
J'écris, non, sur cet exemple, j'adore écrire en anglais.
Tout à fait. J'adore écrire en anglais est une phrase correcte. Passons à la question suivante. Pour le verbe écrire, quelle est la forme correcte? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
Infinitif, écrire.
C'est tout à fait ça. Le verbe écrire est à l'infinitif. Passons à la question suivante. Pour le verbe écrire, quelle est la forme correcte? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
Let's go to number 3.
All right, let's go to number 3. For the verb savoir, what is the correct form for je? You can appel it out if you'd like.
I'm not really sure. Could you explain?
Sure thing. The verb savoir, to know, is a bit irregular in the present tense. For je, it's je sais. Could you try saying that?
Je sais et je peux savoir comment écrire cet mot en français.
Oui, c'est ça. Je sais et je peux savoir comment écrire ce mot en français. Bravo. Continuons avec le verbe traduire maintenant. Quelle est la forme correcte pour tu?
Tu traduis.
C'est ça. Tu traduis est la forme correcte. Maintenant, pour le verbe savoir, quelle est la forme correcte pour tu? Épelle-la s'il te plaît.
Pourquoi quand j'ai demandé ce que tu dis, moi, comment écrire cet mot en français, tu n'es pas dit.
Je comprends pourquoi tu me poses cette question. J'ai essayé de te poser une question sur la traduction du verbe écrire pour t'aider à pratiquer, mais je vois que tu aurais préféré que je te donne directement la réponse. Comment puis-je faire pour mieux t'aider à l'avenir? Qu'est-ce qui serait plus efficace pour toi?
Sorry, I tried to say in French. I was just wondering when I asked you how to spell the verb je sais, and you didn't tell me how to spell it.
Ah, je comprends. Je suis désolée de ne pas avoir bien saisi ta demande. Pour cela, écris J-E et S-A-I-S. Est-ce que c'est plus clair pour toi maintenant?
Oui. Let's go to number 4.
D'accord, allons-y pour la question 4. Pour le verbe s'appeler, quelle est la forme correcte? Épelle-la s'il te plaît.
Comment tu t'appelles ton correspondant?
Presque, c'est comment s'appelle ton correspondant? Le verbe s'appeler est conjugué à la troisième personne du singulier pour il. Tu veux essayer de le répéter?
Comment s'appelait ton correspondant?
Oui, c'est ça. Comment s'appelle ton correspondant? Tu as bien utilisé la troisième personne du singulier. Maintenant, comment écrirais-tu la phrase « Il s'appelle Chris » Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
Je peux savoir comment écrire cet mot s'appelle en français.
Oui, bien sûr. C'est ça. S'appelle s'écrit S-A-P-E. Maintenant, comment écrirais-tu la phrase « Il s'appelle Chris » Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
I mean, in the example, number 4, it says, alors, comment s'appelle ton correspondant? And I'm wondering, how do you, like, is that it's saying, how do you call him? So it would be like saying, what? Il s'appelle, Appelle.
Correct. S'appelle s'écrit A-P-P-E-L-L-E. Bravo. Passons à la question suivante. Pour le verbe être, quelle est la forme correcte? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
C'est Chris, C-I-S-T.
C'est exact. C'est s'écrit C-E-S-T. Bravo. Passons à la question suivante. Pour le verbe être, quelle est la forme correcte pour il? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
Il est américain.
C'est ça. Il est américain et correct. Maintenant, pour le verbe parler, quelle est la forme correcte pour il? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
Il parle bien français.
C'est ça. Il parle bien français et correct. Maintenant, pour le verbe connaître, quelle est la forme correcte pour je? Épelle-la, s'il te plaît.
I don't know. Can you explain the grammar? It says conditional form of vouloir. What is the word vouloir? And like obviously the second verb is going to be infinitive form. So yeah, just focus on what is vouloir and how to spell it in French in this situation.
Okay, let's break that down. Vouloir is the French verb meaning to want. The exercise asks you to use the conditional form of vouloir for je. The conditional often expresses a wish or a polite request. For je, the conditional form of vouloir is voudrais. Could you try saying that?
Voudrais, je voudrais.
C'est ça. Je voudrais est correct. Maintenant, écris la phrase « Je voudrais connaître Chris », s'il te plaît.
Je voudrais connaître Chris. Can you spell voudrais?
Tout à fait. C'est V-O-U-D-R-E. Maintenant, écris la phrase « Je voudrais connaître Chris », s'il te plaît.
So you're saying the correct spelling is Voudre?
My mistake. For je voudrais, it's conjugated V-O-U-D-R-A-S. Does that make sense?
DRS? I thought it was Voudrais.
You are perfectly correct. It's V-O-U-D-R-A-S. My apologies for the error. So, can you please write the full sentence now?
Are you sure? Can you check one more time? Is it Voudras or is it Voudrais?
You're right to double check. My apologies for the earlier confusion. For je voudrais, the correct spelling is V-O-U-D-R-A-I-S. Does that make sense now?
Yes.
Great. So, can you write the full sentence now?
Yes, let's go to number 7. It says je voir. So in French, for je, it would be je vois.
Almost. For je, it's not je voir, but je vois. Could you try saying that?
Je vois. How do you write je vois?
You'd write je vois as J-E and then V-O-I-S. Voudrais-tu le pratiquer à notre verbe?
Okay, let's go to the next one. Tu comptes pratiquer l'anglais avec lui. Compte. What is the verb compte?
Compte vient du verbe compter. Dans ce contexte, cela signifie avoir l'intention de faire quelque chose. Tu aimerais que je te donne un exemple?
What's the English word for it?
The English word is to intend or to plan. So the sentence tu comptes pratiquer l'anglais avec lui means do you intend to practice English with him? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Great. So are you ready to move on to the next sentence?
So intend, we don't really use that word in English, so it just means going to.
That's a good point. While intend can be used, it's often more common to say, are you planning to practice, or are you going to practice in English? So in the example, tu comptes pratiquer l'anglais avec lui, it would be very natural to say, are you planning to practice English with him? Does that clear things up?
Oui. Okay, let's go to the last one.
All right, last one. For the verb étudier, how would you say, are you studying French with him? In French. Think about the correct form of étudier, and then include it in the question. Take your time.
No, I think you're wrong. It's bien sûr, ça aider de pratiquer avec une personne de langue maternelle anglaise. So it says, okay, if we're going to say you, ça is what? It helps. I think it's supposed to say it helps to practice. Ça aider de pratiquer.
Excusez-moi, je voulais dire que l'expression ça aide signifie it helps. Est-ce plus clair pour vous?
Oui, so in here, in this situation, it's just aider, infinitive form.
Pas tout à fait. Aider est à l'infinitif, mais ça aide signifie it helps. Si on voulait dire it helps to practice, on dirait ça aide à pratiquer. Est-ce plus clair?
Okay. Okay, good. So, okay. I'm going to upload another image exercise. Moving right along. Okay, so now we're going to go to 1.6. Now, in this case, it says, ne vous disputez pas. Ne vous, don't argue. Write moi or toi as appropriate in the space. Okay, so this one's not so difficult. This one is just, we're using moi or toi, and it's pretty simple. but let's see what the AI says. Also, let's just make sure AI, actually this mostly I'm just trying to figure out how well AI can help me.
The attached image shows exercise 1 to 6 from a French language learning material. The exercise is titled, Ne vous dispute pas, don't argue, and instructs the user to write either moi or toi in the provided spaces as appropriate. There are 5 sentences of dialogue between two people, Marie-José and Didier, for which the user needs to select the correct pronoun.
Okay.
All right, for exercise 1.6, we need to choose between moi and toi to complete the sentences. Let's go through them one by one. Number 1 says, Ah, je rentre à la maison, Didier. Which pronoun makes sense here?
Moi, je rentre à la maison, Didier.
C'est parfait. Moi, je rentre à la maison, Didier. Maintenant, passons à la phrase numéro 2. Ah non, tu es toujours fatigué. Toi, qu'en penses-tu?
Oui. Oh non, tu es toujours fatigué. Toi. But I don't think you should be telling me the answer. You're supposed to be giving me a chance to answer.
You're absolutely right. My apologies. I'll give you the chance to answer. So, for number 2, ah non, tu es toujours fatigué. Qu'en penses-tu?
Ah non, tu es toujours fatigué. Toi.
C'est bien ça? Ah non, tu es toujours fatigué, toi. Maintenant, passons au numéro 3. Et toi, tu es égoïste et tu ne penses qu'à... Qu'aimeriez-vous essayer?
Et toi, tu es égoïste et tu ne penses qu'à moi.
Presque. On dit penser à quelqu'un, donc c'est tu ne penses qu'à toi. Tu veux essayer la phrase complète?
How do you translate that sentence? Et toi, tu es égoïste et tu ne penses qu'à toi.
The sentence et toi, tu es égoïste et tu ne penses qu'à toi translates to and you are selfish and you only think about yourself. Does that make sense?
Ah, ok.
Très bien. Maintenant, passons à la phrase numéro 4. Non, mais quand je suis avec toi, tu es toujours fatigué. Que mettriez-vous?
Non, mais quand je suis avec toi, tu es toujours fatigué.
Parfait. Et la dernière phrase, la numéro 5? Parce que je travaille toujours. Qu'aimeriez-vous essayer?
Parce que moi, je travaille toujours.
Absolument. Vous avez brillamment complété cet exercice. Voulez-vous en essayer un autre?
All right, I think that's probably enough for today. I'm gonna end the video here, and then although we do have one more exercise, but I can't do this today. I gotta go for a run with the dog. The dog's just sitting here wondering what's going on, and also it's getting late. So I think that's enough French for today. I think the Google did a much better job today than all the other videos in the past. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, so I'll see you again probably maybe tomorrow or the next day, and we'll just keep it going. I think it worked out pretty good today. Bye bye.